Okay, we're gonna check out this Popeyes video. I was looking up Mr. Rodney Reed, and somehow I got Popeyes fight. I don't know how. So I'm gonna check out this Popeyes video, and I really ain't got much to say about Colin Kapernick and Rodney Reed, but we're gonna look at some of their stories. But let's get into this. All right, 7 Popeyes employees were fired after brawling inside restaurants. Oh my gosh. Let's read first, real quick. They go a picture right there. They go a preview before we play the video. 7 employees were fired after a brawling inside a restaurant. It was just out of control. That was the first thing that went through my head. Like it was out of control, a customer said. A quick trip to Popeyes turned into anything quick for a customer on Wednesday night. Trying to avoid the long line at the drive-thru, he went inside. I said to myself, wow, there's a lot of people working here. A lot of people soon turned into a lot of chaos. I heard one of them yell, it's a fight. They ran to the back of the grills. Then there was a fight back there, but I didn't get that fight on tape. He said tensions boiled over and were beginning to mount, and he felt the increase in hostility, so he grabbed his phone and started recording. Video shows the violent fight break out and chairs go flying and several employees jumping punches and throwing punches. Honestly, I wasn't even going to get the chicken sandwich, he said, because not everybody goes for the chicken sandwich. I think they changed the taste because it tastes different from a couple months ago. I don't know if they had used a different oil at the location I went to, but it didn't taste the same as it did a couple months ago. So let's go play the video. It happened around 9:30 p.m. They closed the diner. It was in Milwaukee. So I didn't think Milwaukee had black people. No offense, but it's Milwaukee. No offense. Name like Milwaukee, like black people. Let's rewind this bad boy. Let's turn this bad boy sideways if we can. Come on, bad boy. Come on. Here we go. Let's get rid of these comments. Alright, let's get into the video, everybody. Oh. 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 Them all employees.
A quick trip to Popeyes, anything but for Richard Forte Wednesday night. Avoiding the drive-thru line at 76th and Good Hope, Forte went inside.
I said to myself, wow, it's a lot of people working here.
A lot of people soon turned into a lot of chaos.
I heard one of them yell, it's a fight.
It's a fight.
They ran.
Look at the ghetto girls. Look at the ghetto girls jump over.
Okay. Now, it was a fight back there. I didn't
Need to get rid of that ghetto mentality and stop listening to rap.
Just beginning to mount.
Then 2 guys started fighting again.
Feeling the hostility,
Something is about to go down.
Forte grabbed his cell phone and started recording.
Oh.
A violent fight breaks out. Chairs go flying, with several employees throwing punches.
Hey, break that.
Forte is heard on the video telling them to break it up. Soon, the situation cools off. Forte leaving empty-handed.
Honestly, I wasn't even going to get the chicken sandwich, you know?
I don't blame you. I
Popeyes
don't blame
franchise
you.
owner
It's
John
nasty.
Broderson said in a statement to Fox 6, "This was an unfortunate, isolated incident which we take very seriously. The dining room was closed immediately after the altercation at 9:30 p.m.
Including the manager? Oh my gosh.
7 employees were terminated from the company, including the manager on duty."
Oh gosh. Is that it? Hold on. That was it? Let me go back. 7 people, 7 fired, including the manager. What did the manager do? They probably fired him because, well, he just sat back and watched. I don't know why they fired the manager. Like, oh my gosh. Let's watch that one more time. Oh, oh. Then we'll go over to Rodney Reed, Mr. Rodney Reed. That's the picture. Let me go up to the video. One more time for everybody just joining. Baby hit me. I ain't Britney Spears, bitch. Mr. Rodney Reed. Play the video. Play the video. Well, y'all can rewind this. Let me see. One more time. One more time. Let's do take two. This is take two. Okay, take two. 7 Popeyes employees were fired at the brawl inside of a restaurant. Okay, let's see. There go the picture of them brawling. I'm gonna get time for the video to load. Let's read this. Let's read the part I didn't read. Popeyes franchise owner John Borderson said in a statement, "This was an unfortunate, isolated incident which we take very, very, very seriously. The dining room was closed immediately after the altercation at 9:30. As a result of this, 7 employees were terminated, including the manager on duty. Milwaukee police responded to Popeyes, but no arrests were made. It is still unclear what sparked the fight." Now, if I can get this video to play, we're gonna see. I'm gonna take a guess at what sparked the fight. I'm gonna take a guess at what sparked the fight. Stop tripping. You were just playing. Stop tripping. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's load this. Load this. Load this. Shoot. ABC 12. You need to get better videos on your shit. Hold on. Hold on. We got the noise. I need the video. There we go. Oh. 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 Oh.
A quick trip to Popeyes, anything but for Richard Forte Wednesday night. Avoiding the drive-through line at 76th and Good Hope, Forte went inside.
Well, I said to myself, wow, it's a lot of people working here.
A lot of people soon turned into a lot.
Like, why y'all acting the ass at work and they young as hell? And on camera, y'all didn't know that if you got customers in the lobby, they will record your fights and put it on the internet. like, come on, y'all. Still, I mean, I know it's Popeyes, but still, you're at work and you want to fight at work. Like, let's listen to some of the reasoning why the fight started, or listen to how it started.
It was just out of control. That was the first thing that went through my head. Like, this is out of control.
A quick trip to Popeyes turned into anything but for Richard Forte Wednesday night. Avoiding the drive-through line at 76th and Good Hope, Forte went inside.
Hold on. Let me get it going.
Wow, it's a lot of people working here.
A lot of people soon turned into a lot of chaos.
I heard one of them yell, "It's a fight."
It was just Jordan. It was a fight at a Popeyes, Milwaukee. Them all employees. Who fell? Oh, that girl fell.
A quick trip to Popeyes turned into anything but for Richard Forte Wednesday night. Avoiding the drive-through line at 76th.
I saw her fall. Hold on.
Into anything but for Richard Forte.
One of them gonna fall trying to go back to the fight. Hold on.
It was was just out of control. You know, that was the
Bam! She fell and hit the chair.
This is out of control.
A quick trip to Popeyes turned into anything but for Richard Forte Wednesday night. Avoiding the drive-through line at 76th and Good Hope, Forte went inside.
I said to myself, I said, wow, it's
a lot of people working here.
A lot of people soon turned into a lot of chaos.
I heard one of them yell, it's a fight.
Look at her short black ass. Let's go back to Shorty's short black ass. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at?
I said, wow.
Come on, play the video. Y'all be playing with me.
It's a lot of people working here.
A lot of people.
Shorty right there in the black shirt. Shorty talking junk.
One of them yelled, it's a fight. They ran to the back by the grills, okay?
Ran to the back.
There was a fight back there. I didn't get that one on tape.
Forte says tensions were.
So it was a fight in the back at first.
So guys started fighting again.
So guys started fighting.
Something is about to go down.
Forte grabbed his cell phone and started recording.
Now the girls fighting. I don't know if that's a dude fighting girls. I think that's a dude right there, that skinny mini.
Throwing punches. Forte is.
That's a girl. I guess that's a dyke.
Break it up.
That's a
Soon,
dyke.
The situation cools off. Forte leaving empty-handed.
Honestly, I wasn't even going to get the chicken sandwich, you know?
Popeyes franchise owner John Broderson said in a statement to Fox 6, "This was an unfortunate, isolated incident which we take very seriously. The dining room was closed immediately after the altercation at 9:30 p.m. As a result of this, 7 employees were terminated from the company, including the manager on duty."
So what y'all think they're fighting over? I'm guessing if two dudes started fighting, usually dudes fight at work, maybe they beefing with each other or over a girl. But then the girls start fighting. So was one of the dudes like dating another one of the dudes' girl? You know it's bad to date somebody at work anyway, because you got to work with them. If y'all relationship goes sour, you got to be with them at work every day almost and see them and they get on your nerves or each other's nerves. So maybe they was dating each other. Somebody was dating somebody they weren't supposed to be dating. A fight broke out. Then another fight broke out between the girls. No, this is a bunch of shit talking. I don't know. It could be that way. Because the fight broke out by the girl in the back with the two guys. Then escalated to the front. And the girls started fighting in the front. I'm like, well, why are the girls fighting? That's a girl with bosses. I think that there is a girl. That's a lesbian who's in the blue boxes. So I don't know. Something happened. Somebody dating somebody man, somebody woman. Or somebody said something slick. One of the two. It's crazy. But for them to all fight, like 7 people fight, 7 workers fight, like, come on, what was y'all doing? All 7 of y'all was fighting each other? I mean, jeez. Let me see who jumped on who first. If they're going to play my video again, let me see who jumped on who first. Nah, they trying to play another video. Anyway, you can see they were jumping little girl right there in the black pants. So, everybody was jumping everybody. Everybody got fired. Okay, let's go on to Rodney Reed.
At 6:49 this morning, we received a 911.
So let's go on to Rodney Reed. Mr. Rodney Reed execution has been stayed indefinitely. He was convicted of rape and murder. Stephanie Style. Let me get the name. What did they say about Colin Kapernick? Yeah, I was looking at Colin Kaepernick, yeah. And I don't know why they get it with that, but okay. Colin Kaepernick, I know they had something to do with it. Why did they bring up Colin Kaepernick? Last minute, Colin Kaepernick workout moves to high school. Yeah, I was looking up there, but last minute, why did they bring up Colin Kaepernick workout? You know how internet be collecting your data. All right, let's get back focused on Rodney Reed. Okay, we got Mr. Rodney Reed, RR. So 2 R's. I don't want no photos, dog. I want the story. Okay, don't kill Rodney Reed for another man's sin. Let's just look at him. Hey, Bastrop, the world is watching. Some more protesters. And I'm not watching the video, dog. I'm not watching. Skip ad. Skip ad. Anyway, let's go back. Hold on, let me get it. And just in case y'all don't know who Rodney Reed is, let's just go through it right quick. Okay, Rodney Reed, RR. A Texas court has halted the execution of Rodney Reed. Let me turn it sideways for a better view for y'all. Convicted in murder in a case that attached huge public attention. Like anything with huge public attention is usually propaganda. It's usually made up. Or unless the victim was very famous. I don't know who the victim was unless she was famous. You know, O.J. Simpson trial. If you don't know about O.J. Simpson, people say she's not really dead, that she's really Megan Kelly. If you know who Megan Kelly is, a newscaster for Fox, who's now on ABC or NBC, if she's still over there. So you got people with their theories, and I welcome theories. I'm all for free speech and free thought, so I don't mind talking about theories. People say OJ really didn't do it. The trial was just to bring about race hate, race hate, and all that stuff. Which I don't know, because I didn't cover the OJ Simpson trial. I didn't cover that. So let's get into this. Okay, Reed has been on death row for 21 years since 96 for a murder. He was due to die by lethal ejection on November 20th. More than 2.9 million people signed the online petition urging clemency. Celebrities Kim K, Rihanna, Gigi Hadid have spoken in his support. Reed says he is innocent, and his lawyer has fresh evidence to prove that. They have had evidence to prove he's been innocent for a very long time. But as they got closer to his execution date, now they want to give it a stay. Like, it's just suspicious to me that I read some other articles, like they've been had evidence in his favor, but now they're requesting a stay. But now he gets a stay. But not. Yeah, he gets a stay because it's closer. But he should have got a review, a new trial a long time ago. He should have got a new trial a long time ago. It's just suspicious he get a new trial now, or rumors of a new trial, 5 days before he's supposed to be executed. It don't make no sense. But I'm glad he gets to stay. If he's innocent, then of course they need to look at new evidence and retry him. Texas bans Chaplin. Keep going. He was convicted of murder of a 19-year-old Stacey Stites. Okay, we got SS. Stacey S. Stites S. She has two first names, SS. I don't know what Stites mean. Who was found strangled after failing to turn up for work. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals halted Reed's scheduled execution. The decision came shortly after the Texas Board of Pardons and Parole. They recommended a 120-day stay for the inmate. The board also rejected his request to commute his life sentence in jail. But after they did the 120-day stay, they did an indefinite stay. So I'm trying to find more information about what an indefinite stay of execution means. Kim K told her followers no words could describe the relief and hope that swept over the room in that moment. As you know, Kim K has been more involved in politics. Her parents have been in politics for the longest. I think her dad represented OJ. Her dad was a famous lawyer. And I think he did represent OJ, but he was a famous lawyer. And of course, their family been on TV for over 10 years. They have connections with the government. Like the government uses the Kardashians for shit. They really use the Kardashians. I seen the mom at the White House correspondent dinner with Obama. When Obama did his last White House correspondent dinner, Kim K mom was in the audience with all the politicians. So they use the Kardashians for political reasons and propaganda reasons. Especially for them to be on TV for so long and for so many young girls to have taken after them. Like, you got so many young girls that are whores. Like, it's a whore society. Like, the Kardashians have built nothing but whores out of women in society. Like, the parents weren't watching what the kids was watching. So, I mean, your kids are whores now, 10, 15 years later. And they're still on TV. So your next generation going to be makeup wearing, long hair whores, dressed like whores. They idolize these people that they put on TV for this long. So that's why I say the government uses them for whatever the hell they're using them for. But they're using the Kardashians for a reason. The dad was famous for a reason, represented OJ for a reason. People aren't saying that OJ didn't kill this lady that was fake for no reason. So, I mean, fake or not, I don't know. But I don't mind people free speech. I don't mind free speech. I don't mind conspiracy theories. I don't. Because, corruption is real. Corruption and lies. People lie. People are corrupt. All right, let's continue. So that they granted Rodney Reed stay. And that's them in the photo. I don't know who the people are. That's them in the photo. That's him in the background. So, yeah. The Texas court has granted Rodney Reed an indefinite stay of execution, meaning doesn't that mean he won't be executed at all? Let me see what this says. Dun 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 dun. Again, on my conspiracy theories, and just like Nicki Minaj. You go back to Trina, back to the 90s female rappers. But MC Lyte was good. MC Lyte wasn't a hoe. Missy Elliott wasn't a hoe. You got all these hoe rappers making your kids hoes. You see nothing but hoes in rap, and you see nothing but your kids generation after generation becoming hoes and dressing like hoes, opening their legs like hoes, sex before marriage like hoes, having abortion like hoes, having all types of disease like hoes. So that's who they idolize, and that's who they still idolize in their adulthood. You even have women in their 40s who are still hoes. I'm like, it's crazy because hoish rap been out since the 90s. So it's been over 20 years. So the women who was in their teens listening to these hoes rap in the 90s, now in their 40s, and they still act like a hoe. unmarried like a hoe. So, alright. We just got news that the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has granted Rodney Reed an indefinite stay of execution, meaning he no longer has an execution date. So I don't know if they can reverse that or not, but they probably can. But he no longer has an execution date. So there's no word if they're gonna reverse that or not, or what's gonna happen yet. The news came just hours after the Texas Board of Pardons and Parole unanimously recommended a reprieve of Rodney's execution. They're saying they're extremely relieved that he got a stay of execution. Here's how you can. I'm not taking action this. I don't know if this is what's going on with this case. In a week, they might say he's going to be executed. All the black people will get outraged. Because you know Colin Kapernick is back in the news. And Stephen A. Smith always, on his show, Stephen A. Smith, the sport anchor, always talks about race on his show, First Take. Colin Kaepernick was known for kneeling for colored people rights. And yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets executed in a couple of weeks, just so they can cause the outrage. And don't mean the execution might be real. They might say he's been executed, but he's actually alive, living somewhere. Again, it sounds like conspiracy, but if you don't understand how propaganda works, hey, fine. Let's continue the story. They're talking about the tweets. Rodney Reed's family will continue. Mr. RR will continue to advocate his innocence. Thank you all. Okay, let me go back to the original story. So without bringing any theories into it, I hope he does get a new trial, and I hope he does get proven innocent if he's innocent. You know what I mean? Okay, what happened to Stacey Stites? Okay, the 19-year-old was due at work on April 23rd, but she never showed up to the grocery store near Austin, Texas. Within a few hours, the truck she owned was found abandoned. Okay, by the afternoon, her body was discovered, and she was strangled with her own seatbelt. Okay, investigators found a small amount of sperm cells. Okay, 3 total sperm cells in her vagina. Okay, the semen came from a young black male, Rodney Reed. But now the new evidence say that wasn't his semen. Or it couldn't have been a semen because semen lasts 24 hours outside the body. Let's continue. Okay, police had his DNA on file because he had been investigated but found not guilty of a different sexual assault case. Okay. Well, did they have his semen on file? They don't take your semen and put it on file. Semen is different from blood. And I'm still not sure how DNA works when we all bleed red blood. I mean, the only thing you can tell from different blood if somebody has some type of disease or disorder or something. Some type of blood disorder. But you can't take somebody's blood and put a name to it. You just can't do it. It doesn't work that way. It has to be something wrong with the blood that matches up with the blood. That's how they do DNA. Like, if his blood say he's diabetic or something, or he has some low count in his blood or something, and the blood they found on the scene is the same as the low count in his blood, then they'll say, hey, it match. But DNA doesn't work like, hey, I'm gonna take your blood, put it through a machine, then it's gonna give me your picture. There's no faces on blood. There's no face. It's all about I'm not even gonna say genetics. Like whatever causes blood disorders, blood diseases. I mean, you can be wrongly convicted because they found some blood of a suspect, and that suspect had the same type of blood you had, or had something wrong with the blood, like you had something wrong with your blood. That's how DNA works. Like your blood can be the same as somebody else's blood. That's what I'm saying. There's no faces on blood. It doesn't work like that. The murder weapon was never tested for DNA. None of Reed's fingerprints were found on the truck Stacy was driving. And just like O.J. Simpson, no murder weapon was found. The glove didn't fit. You must have quit. So again, no DNA was tested on a murder weapon. None of Reed's fingerprint was found on Stacy's truck. So the murder weapon was the seatbelt, so there weren't no fingerprints on the seatbelt. Okay, the case on him was mainly built around his semen. I'm not gonna say how semen works. I do not know because they don't have a semen sample unless you take semen and the semen gives you, oh, hey, you take this semen, hey, that's O type semen, just like the blood is O type. No, I don't know. No. Again, semen doesn't have a face to it. You know, unless they took the semen from inside her vagina, then they asked him to jack off in a cup in jail, and they somehow tested both the semens and matched it up. Again, semen don't have faces. Semen is white, so I don't understand how semen works. Expert witness told murder trial that could not be true. Let me see. He said he had consensual sex with Stacy the day before she was killed. So he did have a relationship with Stacy. Eyewitnesses told the murder trial said that could not be true. They argued the sperm could not possibly have survived in Stacy's body so long. This is so stupid, man. You can't say if he had consensual relationships with her or not, because she's dead. So you can't say that wasn't true. And they argued the sperm could not possibly survive in Stacy's body for so long. Instead, they believe she must have been raped shortly before being murdered. I don't understand how those two sentences add up. This was enough for an all-white jury to convict Reed. An all-white jury, yeah. You have a lot of juries today that will. Let me state one case. An officer shot and killed a naked black man running around. He shot and killed a naked black man, an officer. He got charged with murder, went to trial, and the jury let him go. That is a true case. And the reason I found out about this because I was covering a Tatiana Jefferson case, which they still had to go to trial for. But how do you let a cop go who murdered a naked black man with no weapons? Like, he had no weapon. He was butt naked. No weapons, butt naked. The officer said, let me just murder him. And he gets off on murder. Like, juries are freaking crazy. I don't know if the jury was all white. But these people, all white jury back then, I believe they would have convicted Reed even though he was innocent because of racism. Racism still exists. But as far as cops, like, I don't know why in the hell would you let a cop go who kills and murders somebody. Like, you don't give them that much benefit of the doubt when a person is butt ass naked running around and you shoot them. Like, butt ass naked. No guns. So you didn't decide to knock him out or use your taser. Like when he was running around, you just decided to shoot him. Like some cops are on drugs, high on drugs, depressed, out of their mind, and they're still going to work as a cop and not saying nothing about their condition. And they're out here murdering people. And juries got the nerve to give freaking cops the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, well, that's part of the job, having to make quick, rational decisions. Quick, rational decision is not murdering somebody butt-ass naked running around. Because I saw another video of a white man butt-ass naked running around, and the police didn't shoot him. They just let his ass run around. He finally, at the end of the video, ran towards a group of other police, and they held him down and arrested him. Like, come on, y'all. But Wilson is looking for... Let's go back up. If you're just joining, we're talking about Rodney Reed. You missed the Popeyes video. Go type in Google 7 Popeyes workers fired for fight. So if you're looking for the Popeyes video, go to Google, type in 7 Popeyes workers fired for fighting. It was in Minnesota. Them niggas went crazy. And they was fighting each other. 7 Popeyes workers fighting each other. And they fired the manager on shift. 2. He wasn't fighting, but they fired him too. I'm like, oh my gosh, he got fired. He wasn't even involved. I don't know how he was involved, but he wasn't involved. I don't know all the details, but he wasn't involved. He wasn't fighting, is what I'm saying. I'm not going to, 7 people fighting at the same time. Y'all niggas crazy. I call the police. Yo, what the heck? Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Okay, the case was mainly built around his semen. He said he had consensual sex with Stacey Style, but the day before she was killed. Expert witness told the murder trial that could not be true, which they don't know if he had a consensual relationship with her or not, cause she was dead, so they don't know. They argued the sperm could not possibly have survived in Stacey's body for so long. So I think her body was found the next day. They found sperm in her. They found it 48 hours after the so-called murder happened. Instead, they believe she must have been raped shortly before being murdered. Which, that still don't make no sense to me. That don't add up. He could have had sex with her, a consensual sex with her the same day, and then somebody else could have killed her later on. This was enough for an all-white jury. That's where we left off at, and I started ranting about police. And all-white jury convicted Reed. Reed's lawyer had been fighting to change this and have submitted new evidence. It was new evidence the year before, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that. Just now, we're getting this. The evidence focuses partly on the claims by forensic witnesses in the original trial that the sperm could not survive for more than a day after sex. I don't know. If she was taking birth control, I guess the sperm couldn't survive a day after sex. But usually, it takes just one time to get pregnant. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times, it takes one time to get pregnant without a condom. So, one day after sex, one of those medical experts, Dr. Robert, has put out a sworn statement explaining that he is now aware that sperm can stay intact for days after death. And so he says there's no evidence. They just make up shit for stories and for propaganda. They just make up shit. Now they're saying, oh, it can stay intact for days after death. What science do you believe? And so he says there's no evidence that Stacey Stites and Rodney Reed had anything other than consensual sex. So he's saying that there's no way Rodney Reed raped her and that was all consensual sex. So he's changing his stance. Okay, now this part is going to talk about Stacey Styles' wife. No, Stacey Styles' husband. So she had a husband when she was messing around with Rodney Reed. allegedly messing around with Rodney Reed. Okay, Stacy was engaged due to marry a white former policeman called Jimmy Fennell. And there's a lot of race going on in this story, and usually in stories with a lot of race going on in this day and age, it's usually a bunch of bullshit to get people in a hoopla uproar. And again, you got Colin Kaepernick in the news again, and you got this Rodney Reed in the story and in the news around the same time right now. So it's something going down very soon. Something going down. Colin Kaepernick, Rodney Reed. Then you have Stephen A. Smith talking about Colin Kaepernick moving his workout to a high school. I'm gonna get into that, but there's something about to go down. It's gonna be some protest, some hoopla, some race baiting going on. It's about to go down. But now witnesses have come forward with statements about the couple's relationship. One woman talks about him saying that if his girlfriend ever cheated on him, he would strangle her. Really? That's one witness. They go Jimmy. They go to white cop Jimmy Fernell. If you just join in, we're talking about Rodney Reed. We're talking about Rodney Reed. If you want the Popeyes video, go to Google, type in 7 Popeyes workers suspended. My bad, fired, and you'll see the fight video. So one witness says if she would have ever cheated on him, this white guy, his girlfriend, he would have strangled her. Which is convenient because it's convenient for the witness to say that because she was strangled with her seatbelt. Like this story is just crazy. An insurance salesperson remembers Jimmy Fennell threatening to kill Stacy Stites if he ever caught her messing around on him. So, where did this insurance salesperson hear this from? Like, he went to the house to sell them insurance. Then in front of the insurance person, Jimmy said to his wife, "Bitch, if you cheat on me, bitch, I will strangle you, bitch." Is that what happened? Or did they go to an insurance place to get insurance? And then he looked at his wife and told his wife, "If you cheat on me, I'm going to strangle you." Like, anybody, let's read it. A insurance salesperson remembers Jimmy Fennell threatening to kill Stacy Stites if he ever caught her messing around on him. Okay, I don't feel like looking for another article about where they met this insurance salesperson, where Jimmy and his deceased wife met this insurance person. Because there's no way a husband is going to threaten to kill his wife in front of an insurance salesperson. Like, what type of insurance are you selling? Because if I'm selling life insurance, I'm not going to sell it to you. You just threaten to kill your wife. So if she comes up dead, I got to pay you money because you killed her. But you're not going to say you killed her. So we got to pay out the policy because you're not going to say you killed her. But insurance sales, let's continue. It's silly. This is silly. Because they're not telling us where the insurance salesperson came from or what event did they meet at. But he remembers Jimmy Fennell threatening to kill Stacy Stites SS if he ever caught her messing around. Okay, another statement comes from a former policeman. He said he remembers Jimmy Fennell looking at Stacy's body at her funeral and saying something about her getting what she deserved. This was back in, 94, 92? Okay, but now witnesses have come forward. Like, all of a sudden, witnesses come forward in 2018, 2019. All of a sudden, This is what making this story look fictional, I mean not real. All of a sudden, they come forward. Like, where was they 10, 15 years ago? Where were they when the trial started? But all of a sudden, these witnesses out of the blue come forward. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, the former officer remembers Jimmy looking at the dead wife's body and saying she got what she deserved. Jimmy Fennell went on to serve, okay, this ex-cop went on to serve years in prison for kidnapping and sexually assaulting another woman. So while he was a cop, Jimmy Fennell kidnapped a woman and sexually assaulted her. Untamed Truth, dude, y'all just sent me a notification. I know you're at the bar. Go check out Untamed Truth. It's a Christian channel. They do street preaching. That's the second notification I got for that. They must have had to restart their live, but go check out Untamed Truth. I'll be over there later at Untamed Truth because they be out there preaching for about 3 hours at the bars, outside the bars. Okay. So this ex-cop sexually assaulted another female and was serving jail time for that. Which a lot of cops have been convicted, or I know a lot of cops have been convicted of rape, kidnapping, rape, and abuse of power. And this is people keep marching, talking about take away guns. If you want to take away guns and just leave them with cops, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. You don't let the government just have guns and U.S. citizens. Just tell your kids this, because your kids are fucking stupid. I see your kids comment on YouTube like fucking stupid shit. Like they listen to the news too much. I'm gonna say all your kids, but some of the parents are freaking stupid, especially the old parents in their 50s and 60s. You're freaking stupid. You don't let them take any type of guns away either. You don't let them take your guns. I don't care what kind of gun it is. Because of one person action. You don't see the police getting their guns taken away because of the cops that do get convicted of murdering people with their guns. You don't see that happening. Like cops will rape and murder people, will rape women. And women need guns, men need guns. Like, it's freaking stupid. Stop going around talking about ban guns. Tired of seeing your freaking kids on YouTube listening to too much brainwashed news, telling them that guns are bad and gun control and take guns. They don't think, and you're not teaching them how to think, because most of you yourself don't know how to think yourself. You let the news do the thinking for you, and that's your truth. Like no, people aren't that innocent in this world. Now this isn't the heavens above, where there's no death for nothing, but there's no corruption or sin. Like, stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. I can't stand it. Anyway, this cop was convicted of rape and kidnapping. He was released in 2018. One of the new witnesses is a man he was jailed with. The man he was jailed with was the Aryan racist. Arthur Snow, really Arthur Snow, was the leader of a white supremacist prison gang. He claims that Jimmy Fennell told him that his fiancée had been sleeping with a black man behind bars. So how in the world does a cop survive behind bars? They didn't know he was a cop. Usually cops that go to jail, especially rape and kidnap, you get your ass kicked in jail for rape and kidnap. But usually cops that go to jail get their ass kicked anyway. And he was in the general public and he didn't get his ass kicked. Like usually they'll find out what kind of crime you did and kick your ass. Because one of the officers will tell, hey, this person is in for this. And they'll leave it up to the inmates to go kick his ass. In a sworn statement, Hold on. Jimmy Fennell told him that his fiance had been sleeping with the black man behind bars, behind his back, and that behind bars, behind his back. In a sworn statement, he says, toward the end of his conversation, Jimmy said confidently that he had to kill my N-word loving fiance. And this is another reason you need guns. There's racist people. I mean, I get on YouTube and I leave comments just to see. I leave certain comments just to see if I can catch a fish. Like if I can catch a fish, meaning if I can catch a racist person being racist, and then it does work. It does work. Like the last comment I left was white woman, the weed wrap in long black anacondas. And I did catch a racist. You do catch some racists. So there are racists out there, prejudiced people still. So you need guns. And you guys don't understand how war works and how corruption works. And people these days don't think the government could be corrupt and take over its people. Anything's possible, people. If cops can murder people and rape people and kidnap, I'm not surprised the government would try to take over people. And people are so naive. And on live TV, I hear them say, "Well, we don't live in those times no more." I've seen these are white people. I've seen people say, black people probably agree with them white people too. But I've seen these people on TV say this, like, "Well, we don't live in that time no more where the government will stoop so low and take over and corrupt its people." And no, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We live in a fallen world, so stop being naive. Let me go through this. Well, he said he had to kill his loving fiance. What does Jimmy say? His lawyer, Bob Phillips, says there's absolutely no truth or merit in his claim. He told CBS Austin that Arthur Snow is a career criminal who's trying to save his own scalp. He also calls the other new witnesses laughable and questions why did they wait so long to come forward. But the witness that came forward is a detective friend of Jimmy. The witness that came forward was the ex-officer who was at Jimmy Fennell's wife's funeral and said Jimmy said she deserved what she got. That's one of them. But of course, he also calls the other new witnesses laughable and questions why they waited so long. He maintains that this is absolutely untrue, that Stacey Stites was having an affair with Rodney Reed. Of course, because he's trying to save his client's ass. So your best defense is to deny, deny, deny. That's the best defense. No, I learned that just from watching and reading the news. I learned how to build defenses and learn how to lie by watching the news and reading news articles. This is how I learned to lie and build defenses. I ain't gonna lie. This is how I did it. I can lie my ass out of some shit. I can tell you that. You know, I'm not saying I lie, but I my ass out of some shit. Okay, that's Rodney Reed case. Okay, let's run over to YouTube so I can go do Colin Kaepernick and wrap this up. Now, every time I say in a post on YouTube, white women love black dick, and rap music and weed, a white person will comment, well, only white trailer trash white women love black guys. Like, you're right. Then they'll say, well, what was the other one? First one was, well, it's trailer trash white people that love black guys. Then I forget the other one. Some other stupid shit. This one. Yeah. Yeah, they said some white trailer trash. The other one was, well, these aren't very smart white girls. I'm like, y'all fucking racist as fuck. Like when you say white woman love black guys, y'all go ahead and talk shit about the white woman. Like you put the white woman down to make them seem low as to why that's why they're dating a black guy. I'm like, no, there's a very smart white woman that date black guys. Like white women of all incomes date black guys. Like, no, it's so fucking stupid. Which one? ESPN. Here we go. They changed their thumbnail.
So let me get this straight.
So I've been reading up on this. Colin Kaepernick. You know who Colin Kaepernick is? He was known for kneeling during protests for colored people rights, not colored people rights, well, colored people justice. And by colored people justice, I mean police shootings. Because you know, police officer in urban neighborhoods have a quick trigger finger. And not just a quick trigger finger. Like I was saying earlier, police officers rape young girls. And you can look it up. There have been officers convicted of raping young girls while on the job, abuse of power. White officers or black officers, it don't matter. They abuse power. People are racist. You put people that are racist, even black people are racist. You put people that are racist and prejudiced. You give them badges and guns. You tell them to go out and patrol the community. And then you think that there's not going to be any problems. And then you think these people are all innocent, jolly, always happy. You think they don't do drugs. You think they aren't depressed. You think there's something mentally not going on with them. Like when we're all born into a racist, I call this Lucifer Kingdom, which it's Lucifer Kingdom, but we all live in heaven, heaven made. But we're all born into a racist culture. If you go back to Malcolm X, he explains that very well. We're born into a racist culture, and therefore, when you come out your mother's womb, and when you first are introduced to TV in school, especially TV, you're taught racism through these devices of communication. So all that TV watching, you're taught racism. And then the history of America, you're taught the history of America, you're taught more racism. Then with white people, if you're white and you got racist parents, your parents pass that racism, which racism is a mental illness. I think people who see color and race are mentally ill for good reason, as you can see with cops killing people. And then you got black people being racist towards black people. Race, it's a mental illness. You don't need medicine for it. You need to be retaught how the world really is. They really need to do away with all that teaching race shit and teaching that bullshit ass history of race, and take race off TV and all that shit, and take race off applications. Colin Kaepernick is known for kneeling for justice for black people against these racist cops who go around profiling and killing blacks and harming them, which that is a serious issue. And white people and Hispanic people, especially Hispanic people, are racist. Mexicans are racist. Hispanic white people always make the claim that well, black people kill more black people. Why aren't y'all talking about that? And why isn't he kneeling for that? Well, he's not kneeling for that. Okay, that's not his prerogative. That's not what he's been told to do. Um, he's kneeling for the issue he's kneeling for, and that's people who are sworn in to serve and protect, going out and killing black people. That's real, and that's a serious issue. Even though I believe Colin Kaepernick has some other reasons why he's kneeling, I think it's something else behind all this. But the issue of police killing blacks is a real one. And the issue of police doing it on purpose and intentionally killing blacks for sports is real. It's real. I've seen it. It's real. Cops have been convicted of going into black neighborhoods, stopping blacks, and just causing trouble. I can't cite the case, but if I do more research, I'll find a case and I'll do a live about it tomorrow. But you have cops that have been convicted. Like, I've seen the video in the court. The black judge is watching the video of the white cop who's arrested or on trial, and he stops the black man and ends up getting shot to death. And the cop was convicted and sentenced to life. I believe almost life, close enough to life. Let's pay attention to this. But this is Stephen A. Smith talking about Colin Kaepernick. He was to work out in Atlanta at Atlanta football stadium. Something went on in the stadium between Colin and NFL. Some papers was rejected by the NFL, and so Colin Kaepernick took his workout to a local high school, and the media followed, and a couple of scouts followed. So Stephen A. Smith is upset about Colin Kaepernick leaving the Atlanta Stadium to go do his pro workout at a high school. Stephen is upset. Don't know why. Like, he's crying. Stephen A. Smith is crying like a little biatch. Let's watch Stephen A. Smith cry like a biatch.
Colin Kaepernick has been working out all of this time. Him, people in his camp, his close ones, loved ones, everybody talking about he wants to play football. He wants to play football. He's ready to play. Just give him the chance. So what does the NFL do? Recognizing that teams need a shield because they need something to hide behind, because they know that, guess what? If we bring this brother in for a workout and we don't like him or we don't want him, who knows what we're going to get accused of. We need cover. So the NFL provides that. I have no doubt Jay-Z's involved. I have no doubt Roger Goodell is involved. I have no doubt there's a host of people involved before accused of. We need cover. So the NFL provides that. I have no...
Right there he's saying, let's go back. He's saying if they bring him in and don't sign him, he's going to accuse them of doing something or being bigoted or something. Let's rewind it. And again, they're pushing some narrative here. They're pushing something. Stephen A. Smith is in the elite media. Colin Kaepernick is in the elite media. Colin Kaepernick is a political pawn. Stephen A. Smith is a political pawn. He talks a lot of politics on his sports show, Stephen A. Colin Kaepernick talks a lot of politics. They're just like politicians. Like, these people are up to something, y'all. Like, that's why I say something's gonna go down. These people are up to something. But this was just a simple workout for the media day, workout for the teams, and it turned into this. Like, a lot of people get reinstated back into the NFL who didn't do anything outside of kneeling, who did more than kneel. Like, people who hit women, which I believe people deserve a second chance, always. But all Colin did was kneel during the national anthem. Again, there's something behind that also. And racist, a lot of racist people. Oh, I love fucking with those racist people. Oh my God, it's so funny. So funny. These racist people forget that not every white person is racist. They forget, like, you have Don Lemon. You know who Don Lemon is? CNN. Don Lemon has a white husband. Okay? a lot of white women date black guys. I don't understand why people are still racist. I know a lot of white guys are hateful that white women are dating black guys, and a lot of these white guys who can't get women go on and hate on the black guy who got a white woman. But again, Don Lemon, a black guy, is screwing a white man in the ass at night. Okay? Like, this video will be on YouTube. I don't care. YouTube strike it. Like, F YouTube. You know, YouTube is going through its own controversy right now. Like, they're about to be boycotted and they're about to be sued by the people. So
let me get this straight. Colin Kaepernick has been working out all of this time. Him, people in his camp, his close ones, loved ones, everybody talking about he wants to play football. He wants to play football. He's ready to play. Just give him the chance. So what does the NFL do? Recognizing that teams need a shield because they need something to hide behind because they know.
it said teams need a shield because the NFL went to Colin Kaepernick, said, come to this workout this day. We're going to bring some teams in. So this is how the story goes. This is a story to me. I don't find too much truth to what's going on. Because again, Stephen A. Smith is has political agendas, just like Colin Kaepernick has political agendas. Like, these two are both used as pawns with politicians. Politicians use both of these peoples as pawns. This is why Stephen A. Smith gets on ESPN First Take and talk about race. This is why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling during all that time. And Colin Kaepernick got paid every single step of the way after he left the NFL. These 3 years he been gone, he made money. He made money from campaigns and from the settlement. And even before he settled and left the NFL, he made money because he got injured on an injury settlement, like $10 million. So Colin is rich for doing this pawn work for politicians. But they say they need a shield, so that's why NFL set it up and not the teams.
That guess what? If we bring this brother in for a workout and we don't like him or we don't want him, who knows what we're going to get accused of? We need cover. So the NFL provides that. I have no doubt Jay-Z's involved. I have no doubt Roger Goodell is involved. I have no doubt there's a host of people.
And he's saying, well, I have no doubt NFL is involved, Jay-Z's involved, a whole lot of people involved. Now, he's doing the same thing like me. He's speculating these people are involved. And I'm speculating this is all bullshit. And this is for political reason. Like, they have something planned going on that involve race. Like Rodney Reed, I was just reading about Rodney Reed. I'm not sure Rodney Reed is going to get a continued stay. I mean, they might actually execute Rodney Reed. Like, and on TV, they'll tell you he executed, but he might be somewhere else living a life. Or living whatever life he want to live. It depends. It's just very odd Colin Kaepernick is back in the news the same time Rodney Reed is. And then you got this race baiting Stephen A. I call him race baiting because he talks about race on a sport channel. Like, you're supposed to be talking about sports, Stephen A. And when I tune in, a few times you're talking about race, dude. Like, no, dude, a whole segment about race. Like,
But forget all of that. This man wanted a chance. 25 teams
25.
show up in Georgia at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility, state-of-the-art facility, NFL personnel, equipment, everything, video, everything. And what does Colin Kaepernick do? Not Tuesday when he found out about it, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday, Saturday. 3 hours before the workout. because of some issue with a
That magic number 3. If any truthers are listening, magic number 3. That may have something. Hey, I don't know. I'm still new on the case.
liability waiver. Colin Kaepernick wants to change the venue. Colin Kaepernick wants his own receivers. Colin Kaepernick wants to video things himself. Colin Kaepernick wants the media. This Colin Kaepernick, media can't find him. He ain't done no interviews. He ain't talked to nobody. Media can't find him, but he wants to do anything. He wants the media available now.
And Colin Kaepernick look like Arab. Colin Kaepernick does not look black. He looks Arab, Arab Egyptian. He's very weird looking. Very weird looking. Weird means to be a black person, you don't look too much like black. Your features aren't black, dog. I don't know how they get your hair to look puffy like a black person, but like if it's just your hair that's black, like that's not enough. You just don't look black. You have other groups in Egypt and Middle Easterns that look black but aren't black. I'm pretty sure they can make their hair look poofy and puffy like a Negro. You know what I mean?
You see, he don't want to play. He wants to be a martyr.
He wants
guess
to be
what?
model.
It ain't working this time. All of us believe that Colin Kaepernick would have showed out. And if he had showed out, I'm here to tell you, I believe he would have had a job inside of 2 weeks. But it didn't happen because he didn't show. He wanted to show up to a high school in Georgia. Not an NFL facility, a high school. And then YouTube it live. Like the average Joe out there gets to decide if he's on the NFL roster. You don't want to work. You just want to make noise. And you want to control the narrative. It's over. Colin Kaepernick's aspiration in the NFL. For an NFL career. It's over.
How can you say it's over, Stephen A. Smith? Like you putting the ideas in people's head that hey, his career is over because he had a falling out. He had a falling out at the Atlanta Stadium with the NFL over some papers. So he took it to a high school football field and did the workout. The media followed him to the football field, high school field. The media followed him, and eight scouts from 8 different teams followed him. So if it was over, them scouts wouldn't have followed him to the high school. Like you really can't say it's over. Like you can't put the idea and plant the seed in these people who own these teams' head that his NFL career is over because they're not listening to Stephen A. Smith. Like if they really wanted to sign his ass, they would have signed him. Like these people are not worried about him kneeling on the motherfucking ground during the national anthem. Nobody was worried about him kneeling during the national anthem. Really, nobody. They made it a big issue to the public. This is why I say there's something up with this. Like now these two are political pawns. These are pawns to me. Just like Stephen A. Smith say, there's no doubt Jay-Z was involved. There's no doubt so-and-so was involved. You don't know that. But you have a free speech, and I have my free speech, Stephen A. And like y'all are creepy. Y'all people are creepy to me. Y'all just real creepy.
Talk to y'all Monday on First Take. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
You ain't gonna see me on. I ain't watching your ass on First Take, Steven. I ain't watching you. Talking about this man ain't gonna get a job because he didn't agree to some paperwork with the NFL at the stadium. But you forget to mention that they had a disagreement in paperwork. you forgot to mention that the scouts did follow him to the new location. I don't even know how he got access to the high school. And he said a couple hundred people came out to see him at the high school too. Like nigga, you supposed to have security. Did you have security with you? The cover a couple hundred people coming out to a high school. Cause for safety reasons, I would not go to a high school out of the blue and do a workout. For safety reasons, when you know you got thugs and wannabe criminals everywhere, and you want to go and leave the NFL stadium and go to some high school and do the workout, and it doesn't say if you have bodyguards or not. So and over 100 people showed up. Somehow, 100 people showed up. That's strange in itself. That the actions he took, and as quick as he was able to get into a high school and trespass and go onto the field, that doesn't add up. And people don't listen to the stories. They hear the stories, but you're not listening. If you listen, then you ask like, well, how the hell was he able to trespass onto a high school football field? Because he's not from Atlanta. The NFL told him to come to Atlanta and do this at the Atlanta Stadium, Falcon Stadium. So I don't know what connections he had in Atlanta. There ain't no way you can just get up and go to a high school football field and do the workout. Like, that is trespassing, for one. For two, hundreds of people showed up. You could have been hurt by somebody. Like, niggas could have want to rob you and your boys and bring all their guns, and they could have want to rob you. Like, I don't understand why you would, like, risk your safety like that. You know? So, for him to have access to that high school, this was planned. Like, this was planned before Saturday. Like, everything there was planned. Him walking out was planned. The NFL rejecting the paperwork was planned. Mr. Stephen A. Smith probably was planned. Because there's no way in hell you have permission to just walk up to an empty school and trespass onto a field. I don't care who you are. You just trespass onto an empty high school field and set up shop. And you brought the media and a couple of scouts, 8 scouts with you. Then a whole bunch of people came along and was out there and saw you. Like, really? I'm supposed to believe that's real? Like, come on, dog. Dog. You couldn't find a park? Either way, safety issues, dog. It's crazy. It's just crazy. This is just crazy. Let's read the comments. If y'all still with me. If you're looking for the Popeyes video, go to Google, type in 7 Popeyes employee fired for fighting. And they were brawling. It started in the back of the kitchen. Then it moved to the front of the lobby. Now, the fight in the back of the kitchen wasn't recorded on the customer camera. Maybe the cameras in the restaurant got it, but they might not show us that. I might get that. But you clearly see a bunch of Popeyes employees fighting one another. They weren't fighting a customer. It started in the back with 2 male employees fighting. Somehow, in the front, one skinny lesbian girl was fighting another girl, and everybody else jumped into that fight with each other. I'm like, you had one guy trying to break it up, 1 or 2 guys trying to break it up. It was crazy. Like, one girl went flying, trying to go towards the fight, but tripped over the chair. Like, she fell on her ass. And they all lost their job. Over, I don't know what it was over. Like, I'm going to speculate, like I speculate here with freedom of speech, about this being all set up with Colin Kapernick and political reasons. I'm going to speculate it was over boyfriend-girlfriend stuff. Like, stupid relationship stuff. Or stupid somebody said something stuff. Which I understand, but still. Like, dang. Okay, Stephen A. Let's read these comments. Stephen A. Smith was in the middle of a dinner party at his in-laws' house. This is a joke they did, and ran into a room to record this. That's why he whispered yelling. Okay, why does it sound like Stephen A. is recording in the room past his bedtime? It's like somebody with a full head of hefty hair standing behind a bald person. Let me see. His hairline is receiving just like LeBron James' hairline is receiving. Like, he's standing behind. It's like somebody with a full head of hair is standing behind a bald person. Like, let's fuck that. Let's fuck that. I'm gonna suck and jive. Whatever the heck that mean. I think 20 something showed up. Then 8 of them. I'm reading the next comment. It's hard to believe why pull a stunt like that. They actually thought only 6 representatives were showing. Like 20, it wasn't 26. It was 21, 22 was showing up. 22. Since they like them even odd numbers like that to add up to 6 and 3. Showed up. So yeah. Let me go to new comments. But no, him changing the venue, even though it's very suspect how he was able to gain access to that school so fast. You know, how he was able to gain access to that school and on that property. And suspect that these people, hundreds of onlookers showed up. It's just very suspect. Then he didn't have no security with him. So they didn't say. Very suspect. Then Stephen A. Smith ranting like this. Very suspect. Next, that's a dumb comment. Oddly enough, Stephen A. makes excellent sense. No, he don't. David, nigga, that's a racist. The name is David Nigge. That's a racist. All these Stephen A. Only racists are agreeing. I see a few black people and I see a lot of white racists agreeing with Stephen A. Smith. These dumbasses keep saying he's anti-American because he kneeled. I think those are robots. Facebook used a lot of propaganda robots back when I used to do Facebook speeches. I used to do speeches on Facebook. Back then they used a lot of robots, like propaganda robots. You knew they were robots because the shit they said didn't make no sense. And on every page it was almost the same statement with a bunch of likes, and people started catching on to that shit. But it's the same thing here. Sometimes. Oddly enough, Stephen A. Smith makes excellent sense this time. He doesn't. I think he is spot on. He's not. Yeah, you posted on Facebook, David. I know you didn't use that name with Niggy in your name. You just missing that R, Niggy Meyer. Racist scum. I posted on Facebook that I thought Colin Kapernick would make an excellent backup on the Ravens. Ravens quarterback run too much. She might get hurt doing all that running. They run him crazy. Like a lot of running quarterbacks who run that much a game, they end up getting hurt because you run the odds of getting hurt. Could easily start for the Dolphins, and I wouldn't mind him playing for my Lions behind Stafford. Like whoever signs him is going to be a playoff contending team. He's not going to the Dolphins. The Dolphins have Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was the number 1 pick last year, first round pick last year. Fitzpatrick is a pretty good quarterback when he's hot. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, he's cold. And of course, the Dolphins gonna have a very high draft pick next year, so there's no point in bringing in Colin. And the Dolphins are a losing team, so I don't think Colin will want to pick that team. So easily starting behind Dolphins, I wouldn't mind him playing. Now that I think of it, he could have started for the Bengals. I like Andy Dalton, but his PC, vitamin, victim mentality. But I love my country and its flag. This is where it gets racist. Um, PC. This is like a bot. PC victim mentality. It might not be because people really are this stupid. I mean, Westerners really are this freaking dumb, and they will use anything in an argument and lose the argument. They will use any type of sense and they will lose. They still lose. 'Cause I support police accountability. That means he acknowledges that police are corrupt. But I love my country and flag. He doesn't. Okay, that's stupid. To say he doesn't because he knelt during the national anthem makes no sense. They got that narrative from the news back in 2016. Cause a lot of y'all get y'all narratives, y'all racists get y'all narratives from the news. You don't do your own thinking. The news tells you how to think. And the news told y'all to think Colin Kaepernick doesn't love the country. I remember this. Colin Kaepernick doesn't love the country because he knelt during the national anthem. And President Trump rhetoric has a lot to do with that too back in 2016. When President Trump said he will fire any NFL player, he would fire any NFL player who kneeled during the national anthem. Just because he kneeled during the national anthem, that's in protest. And again, you're a racist piece of crap, David. Your name has nigger in it, so we'd know you're a racist piece of crap, nigger Meyer. Yeah, he loves the country. So let me go ahead and write. So y'all chilling with me for a second. Like, they know why he was kneeling. They understand why he was kneeling. But they go with this narrative he hates America because he kneeled during the national anthem. You're so fucking stupid. And no one cares about America. Like, people just want to live their life and live. People want to live to live. Like, people aren't tripping over America, yo. Like, really ain't tripping over America, yo. Like, no one hates America. No one loves America. People really don't give a crap if there's a such thing as America. People just want to be free and live their life. What's that? What the elders tell me? The elders tell me black people just want to be left alone. They don't give a freak about all this racism and politician stuff going on. They just want to be left alone to live their life and raise their family. That's true. That's anybody want to be left alone to live their life and raise their family. Like, nobody, like, only racists care about race. Only racists care about race. And check out my videos like on race is an illusion. It really is an illusion. You got societies that doesn't even have the word black and white, and they don't have the word race, racism, black or white in their vocabularies. We have societies like that they do not see race. They don't understand it, don't see it. They may understand it, but they don't see it. They don't practice race. They are actually go by everybody is all one, all human. So it's an illusion, y'all. Yeah, police account. But I love my country and its flag. Yeah, you racist piece of shit. They tell black people go back to Africa, but they forget they from Europe, so they can go back to Europe. I don't know how many black people are from Africa, really. I don't know. I mean, there was a bunch of humans here before this place became America. Before this place was named America, there was already a bunch of different types of humans here. So, whatever, y'all. And it's all dirt anyway. It's all, I preached this before. This is all dirt. Everywhere you go is dirt. Asia, China, Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Egypt, Africa, South Africa, Ethiopia, Ireland, Switzerland, Australia, Alaska, even if, or Antarctica is all ice, water ice. Is it Antarctica? I believe so. But this is all dirt we live on, people. It's nothing but dirt. You're walking on dirt. You go to China, you're walking on dirt. You may see buildings in a different language, but it's all dirt. I don't get why Aboriginals and indigenous people are so obsessed with being prideful of saying, "Well, we were the first people here." Well, okay, Sherlock, you was the first people on dirt. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter if you was the first people here or not, because this earth is meant for everybody. If black people want to go live in China, they can. If black people want to go live in Mexico, South America, they can. If white people want to go live in China, they can. If you want to go live wherever you want to go live, you can. Even though in today's Western modernized society, you gotta get paperwork and all this bullshit. Like way back then, before government, you didn't need paperwork to travel on fucking dirt. Like way back then, before they took freedoms, you didn't need paperwork to travel on dirt. Wasn't nobody worried about too many people coming into a country. Like, wasn't no countries way back then. People just traveled and traveled and traveled. This is retarded. It's all dirt. So, you indigenous, aboriginal, and then you proud boys, you people who proudful of where you come from, or you come from God. God made earth. God made dirt. You walk on dirt. You're from dirt. You're not from dirt. You're from God, but you walk on dirt. It's all dirt. Right? Anybody can live anywhere. You don't have no claims to. Nobody has a claim to freaking dirt. Just like nobody has claim to freaking space. You want to be honest, God owns all of this. God owns all of this and would do with it as He please. So this is a gift from God, and you people want to act like fools over freaking dirt. You want to act like fools over dirt. No, I don't got time for racism, indigenous, aboriginal. I ain't got time for none of that. I don't want to hear. Man, I've sat through these people history lessons on YouTube. I've sat through aboriginal, indigenous people history lessons where they talk about Moors and they talk about white people being enslaved also, or certain white people, and how black people became enslaved. I don't want to hear it, y'all. It's over with. That's over with. That's over with. It's a reason people ran from slavery and burnt down fucking slave master's house. The slaves themselves didn't think they were slaves, so they freaking left and hauled ass. Okay. Like I say, when a color doesn't exist, like the illusion of color. I don't think I'm white or black. I don't identify as a race. I left race some years ago. Just like slaves didn't think they were slaves and they left, I left race in the past. Even though you hear me talking about people being racist, because they are. Okay. I understand race. I understand the mental illness of people seeing race. I understand it. I don't like seeing people being racist. If I be on here and I'll make a comment just to catch a racist so I can talk to him. I'll make a comment that a racist may not like just to talk to him. Okay, let's check out one more Kaepernick video. Okay, if you're just joining and you're looking for the Popeyes videos, go to Google, type in 7 employees fired from Popeyes. 7 employees got into a fight at Popeyes in Minnesota. And ABC 12 has the video. ABC 12, Popeyes employees fight. And put 7 Popeyes employees fight ABC 12. On Google search, Yahoo search. And of course, there's a boycott with Google, YouTube, and the FTC that's about to go on. Because YouTube was working with FTC to pass these new laws on YouTube about kids' privacy. It had nothing to do with kids' privacy. It had a lot to do with restricting free speech and kicking people off YouTube that talks about important things, really. Man, it has nothing to do with kids' privacy, what's going on with this new YouTube FTC thing. And it's a lot of corruption over at YouTube. It's a lot of documented corruption over at YouTube. So I don't know why they trying to play with our heads like we're fucking stupid and we can't read in between the lines. It's a lot of stupid people out there, yes, but not everybody's freaking stupid. So that's why there's going to be a boycott. And that's why there's going to be people suing YouTube, Google, and the FTC. It's going to be a lawsuit because it's a freaking law they had FTC put in place. Talking about YouTube was fined $175 million. Yeah, 175. Give me 1 second. Now Google has billions of dollars. But we all know who owns Google and YouTube and Facebook. We know the government owns those places. We know the government owns them. So when they say FTC put in a new law, no, that was the government itself, because the government owns YouTube and bought YouTube and Facebook. That's even they even bought them. That's just the story that they bought YouTube. They've been on YouTube from the beginning, in my calculations. But there's a lawsuit that's going to be going on with Google, YouTube, FTC. These dumbass laws they put in place. Let's play the video.
Let's get out of here.
What do you think it's gonna be today?
It's as good as mine.
All right, gentlemen, start your taste buds. This one is going to blow you away.
What's that?
It's tofu. Oh, I forgot to mention.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Okay, I'm gonna end this right here. This has been Awkward Occurrence, Awkward Entertainment. You catch me on YouTube and catch me on Periscope. I was gonna say catch me on YouTube as long as I'm be on there. But I'll be on YouTube, Periscope, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Venmo. I'm gonna check about Daily Motion. I'll catch you guys in the next video.